You know the vibes. Shady gang, shady gang, shady gang. Hey, welcome to season 5, episode 177 of Shades of Blue.
This is culturally inappropriate.
We are the most comprehensive show about Manchester City, covering both the men's and women's game, spanning both sides of the Mason-Dixon line. We making art over here, capitalize the A. I am Crunk Chocolate. I'm here with Sharpie, Charlie. Tarek will be here shortly. How's it going? How you doing? How you feeling?
You know, man, coming off a six, let's call it a 6 point weekend, right? Like, it feels great. I just, it hit me. I'm like, oh wait, we both did win. We're not in Liverpool. Like, I'm great. How are you?
And it is one of those things that watching the Champions League these last couple of days, yes, it's a bummer. The club I love is not in the competition, but being able to just watch as a fan of the sports, being able to be the hater that I am, it's been fun. It's been real fun. It's been real fun. So yeah, us succeeding, other people losing. But Sharpie, that is an amazing kit you got there. What is that?
You know, it's a new shirt. Shouts to Oliver York. It's the first ever Shady Game jersey. You know the vibes.
Wow.
Came in over the weekend. Was ready to wear it for the watch along, but technical difficulties, couldn't do it Sunday. So I said, I'm going to wear it all week. I'm going to wear it tonight. I'm going to wear it for live stream.
Let's
Getting this out here, hey, I'm only going to have it
go.
on for an hour and a half, so it's fine.
He's
But yeah,
fine.
man, it feels great. I bought it one size up. I'm a large. I got an extra large. Fits great. Highly recommend it. You go purchase one for about what, $45.
$45
Yeah.
with the name and number, so like if you don't want to be that person to put a name and a number, it's just 40. So very affordable. You can look great, support Shady Gang, represent Shady Gang. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, like the video, subscribe if this is your first time here. Leave a comment of what you thought on an episode. If you're listening to an audio only, that journey, please rate, review, say something nice in the review, say something mean in the review. I don't care. Just say something. All of it tells whatever platform you use, hey, people fox with this podcast. Maybe we should uplift it. Maybe we should put it in front of other football fans. They don't have to be other City fans. They just go, hey, football is football. Let's put you in front of the people and see what comes of it. So please rate, review, subscribe, comment, all those things. That stuff just means a lot to us, Subscribe to our Patreon, though. Ryan Hun of Stadio, that episode has just dropped. If you haven't checked that out, a very good conversation talking about how Stadio began, talked a little bit about the physicality in the Premier League and, just kind of picked his brain. He talked to me. He had some questions about my thoughts on City. I talked to him about Arsenal and Arteta, naturally. It was a really fun conversation. Cannot wait to have him back. And then our match preview for City men's game against Chelsea with Tima. Shout out to her. I don't know if people saw, but she did Subway Cup watch along that was like sponsored through the league. Did it with Floyd Hughes, so she's doing some really cool things. So yeah, check that out. Real good things. Today, We're going to start off talking about our baby blue baddies, their narrow victory against Birmingham City because they are on international break. That gives us plenty of time for the rest of the episode to just thrive, enjoy that beat down the FA Cup. Oh my gosh, embarrass Liverpool. Goodness gracious. And then we'll look ahead to the game against Chelsea. Let's get it with some baby blue baddies. C-I-T-Y. Normally I have like clips from the manager, some things that I thought were interesting. It wasn't released. Maybe it was released, but since I'm normally working when it first comes out, I go after work, I check it out. It wasn't available. I was like, okay, maybe it's just a delay and it'll drop later. It still hasn't dropped. There's articles about a few things that he has said. So to me, that says that Jeggy must have said something that he wanted removed, or the city didn't want it said, or maybe Birmingham's situation. I don't know. It's just very weird. That's normally has not happened. So that's unfortunate, but we can get right into the match. Starting 11, Keating, Benet, Rose, Greenwood, Wahhabi, Coffee, Hasagawa, Coombs, Hemp, Fujino, and Bunny. So obviously Keating for Yamashita, Benet for Kasparai, Wahhabi getting a playing spot for Kanak, who would be in Greenwood spots. And then Coombs, Miedema is hurt. So that's why we weren't able to see Miedema. Lohman and Clinton both were announced that Lohman re-injured, Clinton still getting there, but she is practicing on grass now. So that is a step in the right direction. This Birmingham side, they are in WSL2. They have a strong possibility of being the team that gets a promotion, and we could be seeing them next season. So this is basically they sit first in the league. They are tied with Charlton, who they beat. So they were in second. They took them over. It's tied 41 points, but they have a massive goal difference lead, 11 goals. I knew this Birmingham side was going to be good. When you look at their squad, like age-wise, it's an older team. So I knew they would be well-trained, knew what to expect from them. They were going to make things difficult. Their manager, this has nothing to do with nothing. Amy Merricks, she has like big, sad eyes. I'm a big sucker for big sad eyes. It's just like, I just wanted to be like, oh, it's okay. Your team is great. Be happy. So, like, even the whole time in the match, they turn to her and she just has like these big eyes and she's just like, so like deadpan, just talking to her people and everything. But yeah, they starting off with they really played very well. Like, honestly, I was not expecting, game was just 1-0. When the goal was scored, 8 minutes in. Yeah. And so like it was one of those, I was like, okay, cool. 8 minutes in, we got things. Let's run it up on Birmingham. Let's get some subs because there were players missing, players injured. The bench was pretty sad on City's end, especially how it's been kind of lately. So I was like, cool. I would like to see Oyama. I would love to see Lily Murphy, Gracie Pryor. Like, let's get ahead so we can see these players. But honestly, Jaggy had to bring on Carolyn and Kasparai, Fowler, and Kanak to make sure that City were able to hold on to that lead. I guess, what hit you the most out of this match? We'll start here. Was it anything from City or was it impressed by Birmingham City?
It sounds like the classic, like, were you more disappointed in City's performance or impressed by Birmingham's? And I feel like no, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's usually how it
Yeah,
goes.
it
But
is.
I
Uh-huh.
think it was a beautiful mix of both, right? Like, the goal in a cup tournament is to win in advance. Do we want it to be pretty? Of course. Do we want 5-0, 6-0? Who doesn't? But then you look at the men's side of life, and you could be Arsenal losing to Southampton. Very similar situation, right? Team in the second division who's been playing well, who I think Southampton hosted, and Arsenal just couldn't stop them. Late goal. Shout out to Shay Charles. Just want to get that in there. But the City women didn't fall into that trap. They got the early goal. So
Yes.
once they got it, of course you want more to happen. But credit to Birmingham, that's a good side. They were pressing, they were aggressive. This was not a 5-3-2. This was not a 5-4-1. It was a
Uh-huh.
strong 4-3-3. And they put us under pressure. And what happens, like you said, those changes in the starting 11, we've been in such a flow. I can't remember the last match he made 4 changes. Like usually it's been like 2, maybe 3, but you have a change at every level. It's gonna impact how you flow. And these aren't players that are 90 minutes fit, right? Or 90 minutes in City. They haven't done it. And so it made sense why I think the play kind of tapered off. Would I like to see some more clinical finishing? Of course, when you miss chances, it sucks. But I love the way that like we kept a clean sheet, like on the positive side. We didn't have to give up a goal and then find a late goal in extra time. Like they couldn't get into the back of the net. Keating was wonderful, read every
Yes.
ball, made every right choice. So the defense did what they did, even though the offense wasn't at their best. And I'll take it.
Yeah. 15 shots, 4 of them on target for City. Man City compared to Birmingham's 2 shots with none on target throughout the
Kind of all you
entire
can want.
match. Yeah, exactly. Pep talks about that all the time is try to minimize the shots at goal, and that is how you can best set your team up for success. But like you said, and early on, you could kind of tell that Hemp and Wahhabi were struggling to kind of like read each other and make make the right passes, trust each other to get to where you wanted to go. Uh, I thought Wahhabi did actually pretty good defensively, but I was definitely seeing people on the timeline being like, I want to get Greenwood out there. I don't know how much faster Greenwood is than Wahhabi. Like, and that is interesting. Like, I think Greenwood is a better defender, so maybe her positioning is better. Like, if she gets in, like, once she gets her body on the attacker, she can handle the situation better. But when it just comes to like straight up running and not getting beat to the ball, I don't really know the difference between the two.
I think for me, what it is, it's a positional thing with Greenwood, where like usually because she understands her lack of pace, like she doesn't get too far advanced, or like she's only gonna get in those situations like when she knows the attack is on, right? Like very rarely do you see her getting caught out. And not saying Wahhabi was caught out bad, because again, it's not like she led to a goal or did anything terrible. But for me, the biggest difference now is offensively. When you don't have Greenwood on the wing, I think right now she's in such good form. Her crossing is just better because
Yeah.
she's been playing more than Wahhabi, right? So Wahhabi's like not as she's a little more rusty. And you can see that like most of Wahhabi's crosses are too long. And we had people in the box. Obviously, you lose Viv as one of those big targets, but she kept going past the players, and that's just a rust thing. So that was my issue with Wahhabi's performance. Was just like, ugh, I need that crossing to be a little bit better. So we had a couple more chances. But I wanted to shout out our defense again, because in the second half, bro, we literally didn't concede a shot. 0.0 xg. That's the goal of defense.
Wow.
Um, and we had in the second half 69% possession. That's how you close out a match where you score super early, but you don't give them any life. They didn't feel hope. They didn't pepper us a lot. They only had one corner in the second half. So we were watching it. It was kind of like a dead match. Like we knew we were going to win. It was just a matter of like getting it over. And that's a credit to us having a professional win.
Agreed. Well said. Well said, Sharpie. And it's wild that they didn't get any shots off in the second half, because you could argue that Birmingham City looked more dangerous in the second half, but oddly enough, they didn't get any shots. But they were able to kind of minimize what City were able to do, but also with the lead, there's no need to necessarily force anything. Like
We
Yui
also
had
have
a
to think
couple.
about the shots that hit the goalposts. Like
Yep,
those are
yep,
sad. Yeah.
yep. Knock had one off the crossbar. I think Yui had one as well. Like there were almost moments, and honestly, previous City, like City of previous years. I mean, honestly, earlier this season, who was at that Newcastle that we were
Yeah.
ahead of?
Oh
And
man.
then,
Good lord.
yeah,
Oof.
even brought in the starters who probably would play most of the other games, and Newcastle were able to tie the game up. So good on them for being able to maintain focus, do the right thing. It was good to can see the players who come on as subs because in a match like this where it's super intense, uh, Birmingham bringing it, they were able to hold on to things, be focused, be locked in. Like super proud and amazing of the ladies. And naturally, we win. And the draw happened before the match. And so for the semifinals, who else would Man City have to play other than Chelsea?
And you know what, man? Like this year, with the form we're in and the way our players are clicking, this isn't the way I felt last year, where we had those crazy 4 matches in a row
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
3 comps, Champions League, League, and FA. It was like I knew we weren't as good as them last year. This year, I know we're either equally as good or better, right? Like,
Yeah.
and they still have talent all around the pitch. They still
Uh-huh.
have, that type of heritage. But I'm not like, oh
Chelsea,
my God, I'm scared of
Chelsea,
Chelsea like I was in years
Chelsea,
past.
Chelsea,
It's not the same.
Chelsea,
If anything, I'm
Chelsea.
excited that we get to like knock them out. They got us in they got us 1-0 in the League Cup
Uh-huh.
back in January. They knocked us out, so now it's time to get our
Yay, we're
get back.
getting our lick back. Let's
Get that lick back. You
go.
got to.
Let's go. And they really are not playing the hottest. They like in the last five, they drew to London City Lioness. They got smacked by Arsenal. Uh, one by one against Aston Villa, 4-3, banger of a match. And like they needed to really work hard for that. The 1-0 win to Arsenal, which technically probably should have been more because there was like a wicked crazy hair pull. And then the 2-1 to Tottenham, who really had them good. They scored in like the early 80th minute in that game against Tottenham. Like Tottenham, yeah, the 86th minute, but by their defender, it just Tottenham turned off and just gave Berman enough time, and she just smashed it past the keeper. So they have to work really hard to score, basically, unless unless Thompson, Lauren James, are Sandy Baltimore. Like basically those are the only three people who really hurt us. Everybody else, they're just there for cardio. Like you said, I'm super excited about this match. Um I believe City can win, especially with the way that these players are playing. A majority of our key contributors are back, like Mary Fowler. She'll have even more games under her. Like you can still see that she's trying to get into like consistent playing shape. Like she actually played tons for Australia, but you could still kind of tell that she wasn't at her best. Uh, Fujino's cooking. Yamashita technically got a rest because the Keating got these starts. So it's I'm really, really looking forward to this. Let's get this win against Chelsea. Let's finish out 4 points out of 9. That is all that's needed. A win and a draw. All that's needed. Very good.
Back to back home games. Back to back home
Ooh,
games
and
after
it's
the
back to
break.
back home
Oh no,
games.
I'm sorry. I lie.
Oh, okay.
We go to the South Coast. We got to go to Brighton. My bad. Brighton, but we can win it at home. In the last home game of the season in the league, Sunday, May 3rd. Guess who's coming to town? One manager named Gareth Taylor in Liverpool Football Club.
Oh.
And wouldn't that just be the perfect full circle moment to finally get the title after the tumultuous reign of Gareth Taylor ended last season, having to get the interim, spin the block dude in, So then the prince that was promised, Jeggy, comes in and
I
just makes
mean,
it happen.
I know that's the phrase, the princess promise, but he's a little old to be called a prince, but also like respect.
You're right. I didn't have another title coming off my head.
No, that's fair.
Definitely.
No,
It's
it's
all
a
good.
good
It's all
one.
good.
It's a good one. It's a good
Yeah.
one. It is a good
Savior
one.
felt too strong.
Savior
So I just
is a little strong.
yeah,
So
a little strong.
you know.
But the God is gonna guide us to this title. And we're here Tom say his name on May 4th recording. I hope we record the next day and Tom can actually say that. He kept his word. He said, I'm not saying that man's name until he wins the title. And I think it's time. I think we're so close, bro.
Oh
So close.
man, that is gonna be fantastic. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, international break for the women. Y'all will be missed. They will be back in a couple of weeks. And until then, we just got our city men. So then let's keep it moving to the FA Cup. Okay, so I have a couple of clips. Naturally, going to talk about Phil Foden. I technically teased one of the clips that I want to talk about on social media because it didn't go around at all. Like nobody posts about it. And usually people like City Extra and stuff like that, they're really good at choosing the good clip quotes that like get the people moving. And I remember just like listening to it and I'm hearing Pep talking. I'm like, what? So I have first. Okay, let's start off with Phil Foden this way. Phil Foden in the last 7 games for Manchester City, that's 630 minutes possibly that he could play. Can you guess how many minutes he's played without going over? Let's do like a football version of Price is Right, but Bob Barker, you can do one. So yeah, guess how many minutes he has played in the last 7 games out of 630 minutes without going over. What are your guesses?
I'm gonna let Terry go first. What are you thinking, Terry?
I'm gonna go last 7 games. Trying to think. Can you tell me what the last 7? Let me look it up. What are the last? Oh, I don't want to look at the. I just wanted to know who we played, but I don't want to know like the lineup or nothing like that.
Okay.
So we played obviously Arsenal, Liverpool. Is both
Real
Madrid matches.
West Ham, Newcastle, and Nottingham Forest.
Don't overthink this, Terry. Just think about how many times did you see
That's what I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna say 23 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That's without going over. I like what you did there. I know he didn't start. I think he started maybe one of those matches.
I don't even remember if he started any of them.
He got subbed. I remember that he did start one. He got subbed. He did nothing. And not his fault, but nothing happened. No G, no A. I'm gonna use this. He's played less than half, so that's 315. I know that at the most.
Yes.
And then I know he only started 2 maximum. So you're talking like between 180 from starts, couple sub appearances. I'm gonna go around 150. I'm gonna say 150 is my number.
Okay.
I went over.
You did.
Dang it.
I was gonna say
just slightly.
I didn't know he had started any of those matches. I was trying to remember.
He started against
because I was just thinking they were all like, because there's a lot of matches he didn't even play, period. And then there's just a couple little cameo appearances. So that's why I went so low.
Nottingham Forest was the only match he started. He played 77
I was going to say he
minutes.
probably played like 60. I was going to say like 65 to 70 minutes there.
Yep.
So I would have said
Pep
probably,
really
so
tried.
bump my number to like 93, add 70 minutes on there.
124 minutes. That is 19% of the available playing time. And 62% of those minutes came from one match. It was the 2-2 draw to Nottingham Forest. Obviously, everybody, they want to see the best of Phil Foden. Like nobody wants to see him struggling. To see where he is now with no real understanding of what's happening with him. Pep, you know him. He's holding belief. He still believes that he can return to greatness, saying, hey, he actually hasn't even changed.
It's not one century ago. It was in November. But I said with what I said before, I think it's just it's not 32, 33 years old, like you are incredible full experience. With 24, 25, still you are growing, still you are developing as a football player. Always I thought about that. But always we want to in a hurry, you know, for example, now in the friendly games with the national teams, we lose a game, it's a disaster. Everything has a rise. You go to the preseason, you lose a game, the manager must be sacked. The preseason, must be sacked. So today the world football is like that, and it's the same player. I know that, but sometimes you have to realize, okay, now is not how to come up. It will be stronger. It depends on him.
Yeah, same old that Pep is saying, except there's more. He let a little bit know of the conversation, a little bit more of what's going on with the situation.
But this one have been, I say, November was really good. Sometimes for the different way to play, or because sometimes at the end the player have to compete for his mates. And these mates make a challenge to you when you bring outside, change new players, and in moments they are better, and you have to do it. Cherky have been amazing. He's played, we played more or less in the position. You have to challenge with Ryan, to do that. But I don't know. The rest, sometimes you do that, and have to say, okay, they don't have to be worried, but they have to take it as a challenge, okay, I'm not where I was, what I have to do. Because I am who I am. So it's not like I said before, it's not I was a disaster player, come for the academy, and he has proven. How many titles I feel? All the titles we won was there, 5, 6 Premier Leagues, and I've been part important of that. It's not because residual player in sometimes playing, it's completely opposite. But it happened, okay, yeah, I have to challenge with my mates, they're good because they come from a board and said, okay, I want to prove myself in the Premier League, I have to make a name. That is what about the teams that still are 7 semifinals.
Sharpie.
Everything Pep said is true and valid. But here's what I will say: if we talk about being a part of those teams that won titles, out of those 6 he's been a part of, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he was only a consistent starter that 1 year, the great year when he won Player of the Year. Am I wrong with that?
Give me a second.
That was the final one of the formidables, right? Like he won, I believe that was the year, 22, 23. But not the trouble year, the year after the trouble, right? So like, and that was when he had a great year, amazing season, right? Crazy G, crazy A. But other than that, Phil Foden has been basically like a really great squad player. As far as like thinking about who's in 11, because Kevin De Bruyne was always in his spot. Or on the wing, you had Mahrez, you had, Grealish, you had whoever. Like, it's always been hard for him to be the best player stuff for that 1 year. And that was amazing. But the majority of his time at City, he's not been a plug and play or just a everyday first name on the team sheet type of player, because he hasn't been the best in his position. People have been ahead of him. So this was supposed to be the year. And with Kevin De Bruyne gone, there's nobody in your way, no legend standing in front of you. You are the creator. You should be that guy. And the kid from France comes in, and right away we just go, oh, that's different gravy. And he just hasn't performed to the same level. And that's just a fact.
Yeah, he averaged about 28 matches in the Premier League leading up. And there's obviously way more than 28 matches, but he would play like 11 of the Champions League. So he was more of like a Champions League player. And we know in the group stage, and it was a lot of like the group stage stuff. Like those are where you can kind of trust it. The game's a little more open. It's flowing. Whereas the Premier League, it's intense. You have to be on at all times. And then, yes, he had 38 starts in his PFA Player of the Year season. I just thought it was interesting that, because it's what we've been talking about. Yeah, Shirky's there. Reinders is there. Semenyo is there. Bernardo has stepped up technically in his space. There are a lot of people that he has to battle against to get this starting spot. And honestly, are we keeping a P? It kind of reminds me of Jack Grealish. Like, you experience success at the height of your own footballing career, and now there's new people coming in, and do you have the will and the determination to arrive every day to practice, trying to kill every moment? Because that's what Pep wants to see out of his players. That's what he said that he's seeing out of the new people, that they're coming from abroad and they want to show the Premier League who they are. So it's just really tough to give all of yourself, all the energy when you've done what you've done. You've had the success that you've had, but also you're 25, you're 26. You should be able to do that. It's a very interesting space with Phil Foden. And I like Sharpie, Tom, they have their opinions well known when it comes to like the Shirky. Unfortunately, it's always someone versus someone, the Shirky versus Foden debate when it comes to the positions. Tarek, how are you feeling about the whole Phil Foden situation of it all? Because you are like, hey, you're the pod dad, you're the one who always like loves and supports our academies, our city own. So what are your thoughts on this whole Phil Foden situation?
So the reality is that he is not performing at the level that we would like him to perform at. He is not performing at the level that he performed at in that PFA Player of the Year season. It's not. It's just the reality. He's just not. What I don't know is the why behind it, right? And so I'm careful not to go too hard because I'm kind of trying to figure out what's really going on. And there was all the speculation last season. So you try to avoid a situation where you kill a person and then you find out later that, oh, dang it, I didn't know that. I wouldn't have said that. And I was going to use the example of Chadwick Boseman, right? Everybody had comments, jokes, whatever, and then you realize, oh, this man was sick, and then you're like, oh, dang it, I shouldn't have said all that stuff. Not any of us, but just people in general on social media. Yes. So I'm hesitant to, because I don't know that I can say without question he is not what we need. He has not performed in the way that we need him to. What I don't know is the why, and I hope it's not anything serious. I hope it's not anything, like long-term health issues or whatever. But I don't know. That being said, there is no doubt in my mind that if we're talking about who is playing in that 10 space, it's got to be Sharky right now. And that's, again, not to put them against each other, just to say that Sharky has been really, really good. The impact on the games has been great. So, you just got to put Sharky in there. And Phil has to either find form in the minutes that he gets, or he's got to find a different position to get minutes. One of the two. But right now he's not in form, and you can't take Sharky out to force him in these last 8 games of the season. If this was the beginning of the next season, maybe you do something like that. We got 7 or 8 games left. We pretty much have to win all of them if we want to even have a shot. And even that, it may not be enough to win the league. We have to win the FA Cup. So, yeah, I just think that, unfortunately for Phil, he's not been on it and doesn't look like he knows yet what to do to get it back. If you could see like, oh, okay, he's whatever, then you'd be like, all right, he's just, it's coming back, whatever. I don't know. And that hurts because I like the kid.
Yeah. And that's it. Like, everybody is a big fan of Foden. It's just, with where we are, you can't take any chances.
Can I say something real quick?
And also, please.
Sorry, and I think like this this moment, this player, the way this player was treated has shaped how I see Man City Football Club. Club legend, I believe top 15 goal scorer in the club's history, Raheem Sterling, and Kyle Walker, I would say one of the 5 or 8 greatest defenders in the club's history, were both pushed out of the club for different reasons, right? after being integral to multiple trophies across years of service of the club. And they had dips in performance, like Kyle Walker got
I think
older.
forced out is a little strong on Sterling's part, but I understand your point, though.
Yeah, I'm going to use that phrase. You can disagree. And I'm saying more so about, like, fans, right? Fans are just ready to see him go. Like, he's got to go, whatever. But these players perform year over year, starters. Like, you see the numbers, you see the trophies, you see the minutes. And they were gone. Like, we sold Sterling, got a great bag for him, right? 40 mil for Chelsea, take it every time. That's their stupidity. Kyle Walker, captaincy, blah, blah, blah. Won a title as a captain. Didn't keep up his stuff. Had to go mid-year. I get it. Kind of scapegoated. But when they stopped performing, it was time to go. And and these are black players that I love. And I had to watch them leave before I was ready to say bye to them. They didn't get a farewell. They didn't get, the KDB treatment, the Grail treatment, but the show goes on. So with Phil Foden, who's done far less than either of those players, only difference is he was born in Stockport and came through the academy. My empathy levels are low. Like, you stop performing for this club. Okay. Y'all see how I go at Jack Grealish? He stopped performing. All right, Jack, go to Everton, have fun. And maybe Phil needs that type of move to go to Aston Villa or go to Everton or, somewhere where he can restart, kind of how Rashford did from Man United. Very different reason. But everything has a life cycle. And unless something dramatically changes, I don't know how you can say, yep, we're bringing Phil Foden back and he's going to be an integral part of the squad next year. That midfield's too congested.
What is his contract length left?
I think he's got 2 years.
Yeah, so I don't see him leaving before that. But I can't say you're wrong. I don't see him leaving, but I think part of it too is he's English, so it's going to be hard to get rid of him with the English quota and all that kind of stuff. So I think there's going to be
Elliot Anderson comes in.
Well, but the numbers that we're going to lose are pretty high. When you think about
Stones,
Ake, Grealish, you throw Phil in there. I had to go through all the positions, but there's quite a few people that we did bring in Gahey. We brought in Semedo. So not Semedo, but we brought in Gahey. So
Semedo counts.
Semedo counts. Yeah.
Does he?
He's
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you will have to see where the numbers end up. But I think, if anything, that's the thing that probably saves him. We talked about Calvin Phillips going. We talked about Trafford probably going. Yeah, there's going to be quite a bit of turnover. Quite a bit of them are.
You said his name. If you had to pick a player to keep, would you want to keep Trafford or Foden? Like, just for loan, not to sell. Loan next year. Are you keeping Trafford or Foden?
They play such different positions. That's hard for me to say. I want to keep Trafford. You can take Donnarumma and I'll be okay. I would be okay.
Tron, what about you?
For Carlos Nostos. Foden has one more season left, 2027 summer.
Okay. So he's due for a contract extension. He's like,
see, and this is the issue, because there's no way you can justify giving him $300,000. You can't justify that. And I think he's on right now somewhere close to 225. I don't know how you.
He's not getting a raise off this.
If you get him at
or at least a significant one like that,
you can get it to 250, and that's it. You can't go no higher than that.
265 max.
You just can't go no higher than that. He doesn't. It doesn't warrant that at this point in time.
Yeah, and even if he just wants to sign like a 2-year extension and be like, hey, if you smash it this season, we'll bump you up real quick, but you have to absolutely kill it. And that is the unfortunate thing. And
they want to throw the bag at him too. They want to badly.
They want to.
But he can't. Yeah. But he's not playing well enough to justify it.
Sell him.
Sell it. See, I can't.
Give me 25 and let's keep this thing pushing.
You have Rico Lewis leaving. I just can't. I can't get rid of the kid.
Pure profit.
How much would you think you would get for him?
25 to 30
for Phil. It's worth it to me to keep him. He's worth that. To keep him.
If that's what it is,
I guess, man.
I would tell Phil
And
to
I'm not
sign
suggesting that
1 year
maybe he's not
contract.
worth more than that.
Cole Palmer was worth 40, right? Cole
So
Palmer
maybe
was
he's not worth
Phil's
more than that.
40.
But
Yeah.
to me, it's worth it to just keep him at that price.
Told you, ain't no emotion in my game. This is real cut, dry, black and white. I got my 10 in Shirky. I got my young 10 in Mukasa coming. I got Nico O'Reilly who's ready to be a 10. We know this is natural position.
Mikasa's cool, but he's not giving me anything more than Phil at the moment. But I don't think Phil leaves as long as Pep is there. He trusted Pep with his future in a way that none of the other young kids really did. I think Pep is never going to. He is going to. You are my dude. You like my little son. You ain't going nowhere as long as I'm here. Now, again, to your point, he ain't here that much
longer. What's better for the club though? Is it better for the club for him to stay and leave on a free?
Yeah.
And a la Trent Alexander.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't think the club, and maybe the club will be cutthroat like that. I just don't think they will.
I mean, we're not cash strapped, right? We're not cash strapped. We don't need the money from him. Like, we do whatever we want. But I'm just saying, like,
if we're taking, like you said, no sentiment, no emotion, no any of that stuff, it's just looking at the numbers.
Hugo Viana knows Phil Foden for 2 years.
Yeah.
And look at what he's seen in his 2 years. I'm sorry, a year plus. A year.
Yeah. But if that's the case.
If it was cheeky, I think it'd be different.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
But there's quite a few people that
different.
would probably. Yeah. Well, we won't go into that.
I'm trying to start a narrative. This is fun.
No,
I love it. No, this is fun. No, this is great.
It's all good.
Yeah. Well, and even with the whole,
you should come on. So listen, this is a special. And when is your Tuesdays free? I want you to come on, and we're gonna have this conversation.
He was set shit on fire. He was shit on fire. Oh my god.
We're gonna have this conversation on and just see what the response from the people is. I just want to know.
I'm on spring break next week. I can do that. Okay. I'll come on. Let's
do it.
Let's go.
I'm putting it on my calendar right now. Talk back Tuesday. Let's get it.
And I'm gonna be messy in the chat. I'll just be messy in the chat. And then along the same lines, Donnarumma and Trafford. This whole conversation, everyone is saying Trafford would leave in the summer. It has to be a loan. Who's gonna pay his wages?
How much is he on? He's not on that much, is he?
For a young keeper, I think it's like 100 and something.
So what I'm looking at doesn't mean it's right. I always preface with that because again, I don't know that these numbers are accurate.
Yeah.
But this is what I use, right? So this has James Trafford on 50,000 a week.
Oh, that's not it.
Which is the same as Khusanov and Nico Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's light. I thought it was more than that. Obviously we don't know. But like he's on contract for years. So like City don't have to do anything. Yeah. He has to be able to bring his proper valuation. What is that? 50, 55, 60? Like who's paying that for a keeper?
I don't know what keepers are going for, but he's at least, I don't know how much we paid for him.
20, 25?
Yeah. So
who, Trafford? Oh, to bring him the buyback? Yeah, I think it was like 20.
So he's got to go for 40.
35, 40. Yeah, you got to get profit. Like that's what City does.
I don't want him to go. And just being honest with you, I
don't either.
I personally,
I think it's gonna be a loan, bro. I think it's gonna be a loan.
I think it's gonna be a loan.
Get Donnarumma out after the next year. He'll go to Newcastle for a loan, come back. But again, him is like, if you didn't want me now, I don't even want to come back again because the same thing theoretically could happen again. Like nobody saw Donnarumma coming before they did it. It was supposed to be him as the heir apparent to Ederson. Ortega was supposed to be out of the picture, but then it was like, oh, we can go get the guy that just won the UCL. Okay, cool. we'll go get him. But now Trafford, who has done nothing wrong in his time, it's like, wait, I still can't start? I got the one shirt and it don't mean nothing? Nah, bro.
Yeah, I would be trying everything in my power to keep him. And I would be okay with letting Donnarumma go to keep him.
Yeah, 1,000%, because you just got to look at the future. And man, he's
and it's wild because he's not even like Donnarumma's not even old. Donnarumma's only 27.
Man, I know the conversation is keepers. You know, they can play forever. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Mance has played a lot of football. He's played a lot
since
of football.
He was like 16.
yeah, like he just is who he is. Like he's not going to grow as a keeper. Like he's can't teach an old young dog tricks. Like he's 10 years
Here's the
in.
thing, though. If he's as great as Manuel Neuer is and is still at
Oh,
40, because that performance at Real Madrid was crazy.
it was
Like
yeah
ridiculous. 9 saves is stupid. And the distribution. The thing is, like, what we need in a modern keeper, Donnarumma's not going to get that much better at. Like, he can
yeah
get better at distribution. We're not asking him to be Ederson, but I would say Trafford is already better because he grew up that way.
yeah
And he's younger, so he's, more apt to develop just on a normal curve. These are some tough things. I'm glad I'm not Hugo Vienna. I'm so happy I'm
right.
just a podcaster and a supporter because these are some real tough calls with Trafford and Foden. What do you do for two academy projects who are almost going in opposite directions?
Yeah. And then even Nico G, Pep was basically just like, Nico G hasn't done anything wrong. Like
Rodri.
yeah, exactly. It's Rodri, it's Bernardo. Like what? Like he even said, "Hey, I saw him play against Newcastle. Him and Nico O'Reilly killed it. He was amazing." But Rodri, so like it is one of those tough situations. And that's also why I don't exactly love the whole like Elliot Anderson and Wharton, both of them coming idea, because it's like, what do we do with Nico? What does that mean for Reinders? What does that mean for other Nico? Like they're just, I feel like there are more questions than answers. And obviously we won't even know the answers. So there are definitely more questions than there are answers.
Do you think they'll both
over
come?
this summer? No.
Yeah, I think it's
Elliot.
Elliot
Based on the
Anderson,
links, it's
and yeah, I
Elliot.
think it's Elliot
Yeah.
Anderson, and
Yeah.
Especially
It
coming
reminds me
in.
when we got Stones, though. Like, remember when we got Stones, like, we didn't necessarily need an extra center back at that point? Like, things were pretty set with Laporte and company. But then you bring in a guy, the kid from Everton, who just got it, and he's English. And, like, you go get the talent, and you figure out the rest later.
That's fair.
And that's the thing of being a cutthroat club. When you're the best in England, and you have a sustained decade of dominance, you just go get the players, and the manager figures it out, right? The players will figure out on the training pitch who's better, and the manager will pick them. And I love Pep for not forcing Phil Foden on us, right? He understands like it's a different level with Shirky. Shirky's got more minutes in 2026, and the play reflects it. And it's like, I hope he does the same thing with Trafford, even though I don't think he will, because those couple competitions let him give Trafford the start. I don't see him going back to Trafford for the Premier League.
Oh, no, not at all. Yeah, Donnarumma technically hasn't done anything wrong. So, like, it would be more, yes, it would be good for Trafford to get some playing time, but it really would be a punishment to Donnarumma, who, I mean, he hasn't done anything wrong, but that first leg against Real Madrid, you could definitely say he had a few things wrong. He had a few things wrong. All right, this match starting 11 FA Cup against Liverpool. Man City just had one change for the from the Carabao Cup final. Trafford, Nunes, Khusanov, Gehi in for Ake, O'Reilly, Rodri, Bernardo, Sharkey, Doku, Semenyo, and Holland. I was glad to see Pep run generally the lineup back. They were going to play very similarly. Being able to see, like, just seeing the fact that Doku, Semenyo, Cherky, Holland are all on the pitch at the same time, like, that's just terrifying. That's at any moment, any player could just take over a match with their quality. And we definitely saw that in this game. Let's start here. How worried were you? Like, from a scale of 1, not worried at all, to 10, I was anxiety ridden. How were you feeling before kickoff about the match, Tarek?
maybe 3 or 4. I
Oh,
wasn't very nerve-wracking at all, to be honest with you. I guess so. We had just, the last time I saw these guys, they had just put it on Arsenal, right? Then of
that's
course
fair.
they went off to international break, but they came back healthy for the most part. So yeah, I wasn't, and I know, Liverpool haven't been in a good run of form for a while. So all of those things being said, and knowing that he was running back the same lineup, and was like, nah, these boys was cooking last time out. So I was good with it, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'll stop there. Charlie, what about you?
Sarah, you said a 3.
Yeah, 3,
I
maybe
think
4 at
I
most.
might have been like I might have been a 2, bro.
Yeah.
2 to 3 because it was just like we're better than them.
Yeah.
Like this is no fear, and we're at home. I I was not worried about Liverpool. Nothing they could provide on that team sheet was going to scare me. And then I saw our 11 and was like, oh, we upgrade from Ake to Gehi.
Yeah.
We're going to win. Like I didn't expect what happened, but I knew we were going to win.
I didn't expect it to be the way that it played out, but there were just things on the Doku on our left side up against Joe Gomez, which again, Joe Gomez is a big physical dude, but he's not a athletic, nimble, agile kind of a dude, right? So the thing that he had so there are times where we post up Doku just because he's so physically strong. We'll play out ball to him and he can just hold it up because he can put that normal right back on his hip and just hold him back there. Or can't do that with Joe Gomez. So there was a little bit of difference there, but he's so much better, with his agility and his athleticism that you just have to cook him in a different way. I feel like he's just going to cook either way. It's just a matter of which way do you want to be cooked. So, I just felt like we was going to have too much for him.
I love that. Yeah. It does help that it was at home. If it was at Anfield,
I probably would have felt different. Yeah.
Yeah. Just because Anfield is Anfield.
Anfield it can be scary, man. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Baby pitch.
I want to start off with Mohamed Salah, who announced his retirement. Shout out to a legend, but
wait, did he announce his retirement?
Or sorry, not retirement.
He's leaving.
I'm trying to put him away. He's
I
leaving.
I was going to say, is he going to retire?
Retirement.
I'm trying to sit him down.
Retiring from the league.
Yes.
Yeah, you put that man out of pasture for real though. But he's done it in England.
I was like, man, I missed it.
Yeah.
And so 2 big chances missed in this match, a penalty missed. He progressed the ball. He had less progressive ball progression meters than Erling Haaland. And that was like prime Salah's thing, was they would just hit a long ball to him and he would just take on anybody and everybody who wants it. He was even benched against PSG today. So like to see, I think it was very right that he said he's leaving Liverpool and then put a stanker up a match. Like it was actually kind of shocking how bad he played, because you thought with the announcement, you thought he would come to play, and maybe it's because he forced it. Like you could tell he was forcing it. Him, the first goal, shout out to Virgil. Like there were the players that were key reasons to Liverpool's success over the years has been a reason for their detriment. This season, at least. Last season, Salah went crazy. He was the best player in the league.
Which is why you can't be sentimental, which is why Charlie was saying that earlier, because at the end of the day, they probably should have let those dudes move on. But, they've meant so much to the club. And you just watched Salah go for like 30 GNA. It's kind of like, oh, well, it's kind of hard to tell him go now. So you give him a new contract or whatever it is, and you extend them, and then you realize, oh, instead of being a year too soon, it's at least a year too late. And so now we suffer because they just can't do what they used to do. And so, it was always difficult when we let our legends walk off into the sunset when their contracts end. But this is the other side of that. If you give a lot of people wanted KDB to get a new contract last year. You give a KDB a new contract and then he doesn't perform. Now, if you go on these Liverpool streams, they be killing this dude. And it's like, this is your legend. Is this your king? Is this your king? And they be killing that cat. I be like, oh my God. It makes me almost want to cry. I don't even like this guy from a rival perspective, right? He's on a different team. But man, the way y'all coming for you, like, man, it can't be City. I mean, man, even if we say Phil may have to go, we don't go like that. They be going hard.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go at his neck. Like,
they be going hard.
He's won title. He's up to win.
So
like,
I'll be like, man.
That's hilarious. Okay. Khusanov, outstanding in this match. In the post-match, other Pep said that Diaz actually hurt himself the last training before this match, so that's why he was probably going to be on the bench. So he's been delayed a little bit. John Stone should be back for his one appearance before he goes away again. But Khusanov in the 14th minute, that Mamardashvili launches the ball along to Salah, and it's 1v1 Salah and Khusanov. Salah actually does the job of
turns him.
Yeah, knocks him on the ground, and I'm just like, oh God, here we go. But somehow Khusanov gets up and to the ball, knocking Salah's shot, just getting enough on the ball that Salah, when he took a shot, it just fizzed past the goal. Even commentary was just like, oh my God, that was awful from Salah. That is crazy.
That's what we thought too. Like, damn, he missed the whole target. That's crazy. 45 is there.
Like, falls, gets up, makes a slide tackle. Like, the energy, the intensity. Yes, Khusanov is a center back, but that is kind of what Pep was talking about when it comes to Phil Foden. Like, these new players are coming in and they're fucking hungry, bro. They need to prove themselves. Khusanov has all of Uzbekistan on his shoulders. He has to represent, and we're so thankful for him. He's so good about it. I think it is established. He is a center back. He should not be playing right back. I still see people making posts about how our best back four next season will be with Khuza at right back, and it's like, you guys never fucking learn just because he's fast. Anyway, but yeah, Khusanov was absolutely amazing. 16th minute, Holland had a great run. He ran into a player and you thought he was going to lose the ball, and all of a sudden the ball's back at his foot. It kind of felt like a football, like when a running back runs into a group of people and then they all just kind of bounce off to him and he keeps running and you're just like, oh, all right, let's go. But he then lays the ball off to Shirky, who chops the ball left and gets taken out, completely taken out. And Michael Oliver says no penalty. VAR confirms that is no penalty, but it is the situation in the Premier League now, the FA, English football, where to combat the time that could be wasted with VAR, they have given the referee the power to basically be like, I am all ruling, and unless I am completely obviously wrong, do not step in. But that also undermines what VAR is supposed to be for. VAR is supposed to be like, hey, it doesn't matter what you think, ref. If you are wrong, you're fucking wrong. Go look at this.
Is this a new, because I've never heard what you just said. That sounds new to me.
Yes, I believe it was this season. Let me look it up.
You don't have to look it up. I can do that.
I would just say this. With that being said, I don't like the PGMOL. Who does? I definitely don't like the fact that in the age of correction and technology, think about Major League Baseball, right? ABS is a great thing. Hey, ball strike, you call a strike, I can say, nope, that's a ball. In 10 seconds, we know. Don't tell me the technology isn't there. I just don't like the fact that they aren't using it correctly. Like, everything is there to make good decisions, and either it's referee bias, it's, the good old boys club doesn't want to step on people's toes. Like, it hurts the game because that's a penalty. I don't care what happens. And we don't care about it. We're not angry about it because we won the game and we won it convincingly. But let that have been a 0-0 game going to extra time. Oh my gosh. You're looking back on that like, how is it? And that's happened to City 5 times this year. How is this not a penalty when the man's foot is stepped on? I'm sorry, that's a pin. But it again, so the outcome helps us chill. But I'm still mad thinking about it now 4 days later because I'm like, yo, this is wrong.
Yeah, and it was a decision made this season where basically a referee's call, they can basically just be like, believe me, and obviously they can still step in, but it basically all but shuts down the VAR. And even every time you look at it, still you look at it, it's like he obviously chopped it in and got his leg taken out, but ball don't lie. Moments later, like I think it was like maybe 5 minutes, Nico O'Reilly is taken down by Virgil van Dijk, which is hilarious. Again, Salah struggling, Virgil giving up the goal, well, the opportunity for the first goal. Very similar. Got the ball in the box, makes a great dribble, first touch, completely takes out the defender. The defender takes them out, and the ref made the call. And honestly, it would not surprise me if VAR was like, hey, we're going to like let you have this first call, but you were wrong, my boy. So like for the sake of everything, we don't want to like undermine and create chaos because the crowd would have lost their day. Well, technically they're at the Etihad, so the crowd would have been excited if he would have been like, hey, I got to go check it. But, people would have lost their damn minds and he potentially could have lost control of the match. So this time you have to give it to Nico O'Reilly. Haaland comes up, smashes the ball through with his new little stutter step, which I'm not gonna lie, when people stutter step, I get nervous watching people do those hezzies, but I feel like a lot of people's like are like it's like a heavier hezzy. Like even like Bruno Fernandes, his little hop skip that he does. Like there are a lot of people where it's such a big move that even if you kind of like land the wrong way or you slip or whatever, it can mess up your shot. Where his pause is kind of like sometimes it's on the first step, sometimes it's on the third step. You don't necessarily know, but it's in the flow. It's not like a heavy stop. It's just like enough to kind of throw the keeper off. And he just went right corner, which is what Haaland does like 85% of the time. He goes to the right corner. But the fact that he can now get the keeper to pause and question themselves as to where he's going to go, that is where you can get the upper hand. And goal, Haaland, limbs, literally, the way that he was running, I absolutely loved it. I adored it. And then the rest of the game, it was all City. Before the end of the first half, 2 minutes into the extra time, Nunes to Shirky, who does a madness, like he like paused the ball with his left foot and then immediately passed it with his right. Like it was actually insane. Kirk has
Hold on, real quick.
Oh, go for it.
I've never seen that before. Have y'all seen a player do that? Like the way he just stopped it and right away like hit it with the other foot. Like it's like Tarek, you drove a stick before. I've never done it, but it's like driving a stick where you got to use both feet at the same time. That's a crazy play, and that's the key pass Tom always talks about. Is like I've never seen a key pass like that in my life. I ain't seen David Silva do that. I ain't seen Kevin De Bruyne do that. That he's special, man.
Yeah, and that pass was so quick. It just looked like he just knocked it with his right. And then when they slow it down, you're like, oh no, he did like a double touch. That's so crazy.
Crazy touch. Crazy.
Oh my gosh. And then, Semedo flicking it over to Haaland, who just glances it over to the corner. Let's kick another corner flag. 2-0 at the end of the first half. It's looking all City. Obviously, Liverpool had some chances, but most of their chances were from just bad passes from City, and it already in City's space, and then Liverpool got the ball and just kind of missed with their shots. If you can't score from those layups, those softballs, I think it was going to be more difficult to break City down with a 2-goal lead. How are you feeling about the club leading into the second half, Tarek?
I mean, after being up 2-0 and playing the way that we did and could have easily been up 3, I was very confident that, you know, I thought maybe, Pep sometimes will take his foot off the gas. So I
Uh-huh.
felt like it could end up 2 or 3-0. I didn't see enough for them to be like, oh, they're gonna come back. I had no fear of them coming back at all. I didn't see anything that makes me think that they had that in them on that day. So no, I was very confident. Um, did I think we would double it up? Not necessarily, because I just thought we would take
Mhm.
our foot off the gas. But yeah, I was good with it.
For me, man, like and Crumb, we did this on a watch along where you can go and see the stats and see who had the shots on target and all that. They got that header from Kanate at the 5th minute. That was their only shot on target. Like they looked horrible. The press was terrible. It was just people standing around doing nothing. You look at the bench and you're like, who's coming on? So like I just felt like I didn't know we were gonna run it up, but I was like, oh, we're gonna at least have a comfortable 3-0. Like, because there was no fear or no way that they can get better. They were like, oh, we missed a bunch of chances, or City's gonna they got lucky with some goals. Like, no, like it looked like we were playing. I called them Nottingham Forest out there. That's what they look like.
And then it became an insult to Nottingham Forest because they played us better.
They got us better, and they got 2-2, yeah.
Second half begins, and it takes 5 minutes for City to get the third. Gahey, the way that he can just calmly receive the ball and pressure and just like chest it down to the right person, head it down to the right person. Maybe it was in the second goal, the ball was going backwards and it went back to Gahey, and you saw the Liverpool players running back because they thought he was going to just hit it back to Trafford, and he just went no and knocked it back up to Dunes, and they were immediately right back on the front foot. Just that ability that Gahey has to go from defense to offense, from pause to attack, uh, instantly, so great. So he knocks it to O'Reilly, who shows off his techie and gets it to Shirky, who then double techie combo passes it to Semenyo, who just like dinks it past Marmar. I think he thought he was gonna kind of like run in and try to slide. He like dinked the ball over him, but he didn't go to ground, so he just kind of swiped at the air and missed it, and it just went in. 3-0, 50 minutes into the match. It was insane. We were shocked. We were having a great time though. Like it was basically vibes. It was so much vibes. Semenyo did like a half pitch shot. Like he saw Marmar off the block and tried to just launch the ball super long. Like that's how calm they were. Luckily, Pep was up sitting up in the stands with his daughter, so I'm sure Semenyo couldn't hear him say anything. And knowing Linders, he was probably like chuckling, honestly, with that.
So in the NFL or American football, the coordinators are always up in the box. They have a better viewing angle so they can see how things are developing on the field, and then they adjust their play calling based on what they see. Do you think with Pep being as like genius as he is, putting him there where he can see the pitch in a different way, do you think that gives him an advantage, or is because you're doing it for punishment, so it's supposed to put you at a disadvantage? I feel like it might go the other way with Pep. Because again, it's not like he's not talking to those dudes down there. There's the
Oh no, he was on the phone a couple
dude
times
in front of him, an Asian dude in front of him who he would get the phone would go off, he'd turn around, give it to Pep, and then they'd be talking, and so there's all the communication is effectively the same thing as a offensive defensive coordinator in the NFL or American football. Tell him, hey, this is what I'm seeing. Do run this way, whatever. When we do this, they do that, so we need to adjust. It's like that's playing into Pep's hands. I don't know.
I never thought about it like that, but that's a perfect analogy, and we clearly benefited from it. I mean, because now here's the thing: the work was laid on the training
Of
pitch.
course.
Like Pep is there every day; he knows what's going to happen. Like he games it out, master chess. But if the match would have been tighter, it would have been our advantage because he can see everything. because it was looser, I think they were just starting to talk about subs, especially in the second half. It's like, we got the third. It's like, okay, who are we going to get in? When are we going to play these people? But yeah, it helps us more than anything, for sure.
Or even if it if it gave him enough to go into halftime. Hey, these are the small adjustments we need to make, because we came out and we scored 2 goals in 10 11 minutes. So, for all the good work we had done in the first half, we came out, smacked them in the second half, and then was like, all right, game over. Let's just, everybody just go ahead, go home.
I want to say a quick word on Semenyo before we move on.
Please.
Has a player ever, is he the best January transfer in the club's history?
Laporte.
Huh?
Laporte's the only other
was
one.
January.
Yeah.
That's
there are
offensive
many.
for sure.
What about Marmoush last year?
Semenyo's doing way better. And he's been integral to winning cups. Marmoush came on and hit it, but again, it was mainly Newcastle, right? Like, he just loves Newcastle. Semenyo's got 7 goals, 2 assists, I think, in 13 matches for City. I saw somebody online give him a shout for hey, he should be up for PFA Player of the Year. Because he's right there with
what
Haaland.
he did with Bournemouth and
kept him afloat mid-table. He's amazing. And the thing is, we all see him getting better.
Right.
He's adjusting to City. He's playing more. His first touch is improving, as we have gone in the last 2 months in January, last 3 months now. This has been, Hugo Viana, getting Gahey to leave Palace when he did, getting Semenyo to say, bye, Bournemouth, I love you, I got to go out for me and get my bag. And these aren't even big contract numbers compared to other players. Hugo Viana it's just, I feel like the San Antonio Spurs in a way, where the show just keeps going on. The dynasty is real. It's amazing to watch, man.
Great shout. Erling Haaland makes it 4. He gets his hat trick. The goal begins with Rodri all the way back on City's end of the pitch near Trafford. A few nice passes, just slices right through Liverpool's defense. Ball ends up at Dokia on the left. He does a cut in and quickly passes the ball forward to O'Reilly, who draws attention to Marmar and just knocks it over to Haaland, who has an open goal to knock it into. He did hit the bottom of the crossbar and it bounced in, luckily, but it was way too easy of a goal. Everything just went to, obviously it's 3-0. Liverpool were already thinking about their match against PSG. You could tell, and that goal kind of solidified everything. It was, it's kind of insane seeing this. We know City straighten things out at the end of the season, and it's always from a different version or different squad, new players come in, but either way, they straighten things out, they figure stuff out, and it's just really cool to see that after the troubles of last season, making plenty of moves, bringing in all these new people, adding on to it in the winter transfer window, that City sit at a chance to possibly get a domestic double, domestic treble, if Arsenal continue falling apart like they are. And now we have to look ahead to the future of being able to add on to it, bring more young people, getting rid of some of the older players. We really just had these two down seasons, and now we're back, baby. And I hear more people complaining about 25 charges more than ever. It's getting loud again.
Oh yeah, it gets loud when you realize the best football in the country is still played at the Etihad. It's not even close. There's nobody playing football like we do in England. The best players, the best teams in the world. Now you got a conversation, the PSGs, the Bayern Munichs, Barcelona, but in England, it's clear who the class is, and they caught us while we were slipping. We had some adjustments to make, but I think if you go in transfer cycles, if you go back to the start of last season, you had last winter, so January 25. You had summer 25, January 26. We're going to have 4 windows, and everything is back to normal. We're going to go into next season as the clear favorites. The only thing that's in doubt is Pep. Does he stay? Does he go? But the team is great. It's basically what Jurgen Klopp did for Liverpool, except we're a better club than he left a slot last year. So the succession is already there from every position. We were deep. We got a full 24 or 22 man roster. Like it's scary, man. Because now you think like, oh, are we going to go on another dynastic run where it's 3-4 or 4-6? Like, because who is stopping this team as they're all in their prime years, other than like Rodri and Diaz, I guess.
I love
I
it.
think
I love it.
after that fourth goal went in, there was a moment where they showed the crowd, and you had Liverpool fans walking out the stadium,
Yeah.
and then just on the other side of the stairs, because they always separate them in sections. Just on the other side of the stairs, you have these City fans all doing the Poznan. It is the contrast between the two was like, that is so dope. I wish I would have had like a chance to record it and have it made a gif out of it or something, because this was like to see them walking out in shame basically, and then us over here doing the Poznan. It's just like, wow. This was like I said, we whooped their behind. We put belt to butt for sure.
Sharpie actually grabbed the belt.
Oh, I
During the
grabbed the
watch
bell. It
along.
was so fun. It was so
Yeah.
good. That's what it was.
And
It was like, this is a
we was
whooping.
on our Michael Irvin. Yeah, for sure.
What they say, when my mom used to say, you couldn't hear me, so now you got to feel me. They felt us. They felt us real hard.
That is a Black Mama phrase for real. That's hilarious. Yeah. Anything else in the match before we move on? Perfect. All right. So Lenders was asked about Bernardo, because he's our captain. We know how Bernardo feels about Liverpool. And then there was one point where Lenders too was Liverpool.
I didn't like him before. Now I love him. So what come across? No, the way he feels the game, what's needed. There's not many like him. When to drop, when to make a move 20 meters away from Rodri, and you see today the moment we move the ball to the outside and they start following the man, that or Bernardo or Rodri was always free to commit in the middle, and he feels that, and Rodri as well, but he feels that there's nobody else. He feels the task to play well, to make the team play well, and these are the type of players, when they are not playing, you will feel it.
Oh, Bernardo.
Isn't it funny when something happens on a national level or world coverage level that we've known all along? Like, none of us were shocked that he was like, yeah, everything's coming to an end. Bernardo has to go. But it was like, Bernardo Silva's leaving the club. I'm like, y'all clearly don't pay attention. Like, this man was not getting a new contract. He didn't want it. Time is done finally.
Yeah. And what's funniest about that whole situation, because I'm watching the post-match presser, and so he says that clip that I played about Bernardo, and he's talking about it. I'm like, okay, so he didn't say that yet. When does he say this? Then there's another question about Bernardo. It's the last question of the presser. And the guy even goes, I just want to know about the importance of losing a player like him. I won't even ask about the contract situation because I know it's a secret. I know you won't tell me. And then Lenders, for like a whole minute and 10 seconds, he's just given the typical, we cannot replace him, how he moves, how he sees the game, how he chooses food. Nobody can replace him. Like, he just is lauding all these positives at Bernardo Silva. And then all of a sudden, he says it, the clip.
Every good story comes to an end, huh? And I hope he enjoys the last months, because only 6 weeks, and has a good farewell, and he deserves all that attention as well.
And then it ends. Like, that is legit how the presser ends. And I was just sitting there like, wait, what? He just fits that in. He could have easily just stopped the conversation and just totally outed Bernardo Silva. Like and it's one of those conversations. He had to know to not say anything about it. Like the journalist said, "Hey, I'm not going to ask you about his contract situation," and then he still gives up the information.
What's wrong with him saying it though?
Isn't it up to the player to be saying something like this?
But
I don't think he would have said it if they didn't agree.
Yeah.
If it was like, oh, don't say nothing, then I don't think he would have. I think it was
like you wouldn't say this about Kev last year because
Yeah.
Kev wanted to come back. Like he wanted that contract.
and they were still waiting till the very end to see no.
Bernardo's like because even his comments when he talked about it, he was
I'll
trying
talk
to
about it at the end of the
basically
season. I will talk about it at the end of the season. Not Lenders.
I mean, maybe
not the guy who's only here because Pep is sent away.
I'm glad he said it because we all know it. Like
he shouldn't even be talking right now. Why are you telling my business? You shouldn't even be here right now.
Maybe.
Okay, I guess it's just me upset for Bernardo. Like, and I'm actually not upset. I'm potting. I'm making it entertaining. So yeah, I mean, obviously we have the next 2 months to show love to the legend, the city legend, Bernardo Silva. We're eternally thankful for him, and I can't wait to toss all the roses at him over the next few months.
Isn't it great he's not playing on the wing anymore? Because that was like a great time in SLB history.
So great.
Good Lord, that was so fun. Other than the greatest performance maybe ever against Real Madrid in the 4-0. But yeah, it was like, oh my God, Ronaldo's on the wing again. Come on, Pep. What are you doing? We don't have to worry about it
anymore. So City take on Chelsea at Stamford Bridge on Sunday morning. Technically it's the mid-afternoon match, so it's going to be good. The players won't be tired. Man City are actually unbeaten in their last 13 meetings with Chelsea, winning 10 of them. Chelsea are down bad at the moment. They're very much struggling. They seem very lost. The match preview that I did with Tima was hilarious. Because I know she's not a fan of Liam. I know she's not a fan of like either of the Liams. Rosignor or Delap. I just was basically pushing her buttons and getting her to crash out about all these people. So very entertaining.
What's her take on Gallagher? Liam Gallagher, the musician. I mean, she doesn't like Liam's, it seems.
See, I didn't ask about that. I didn't ask about that. I don't want to. I should have though. I should have. Maybe I'll message her. I'll be like, "What's your thoughts on Oasis?" And her she'll be like, "Who?" She is London. So yeah. I mean, how are we feeling about this match against Chelsea? Like, are we feeling good? How do you see this match going? What are your score predictions? What you got, Tarek?
Yeah, I think that I'm not worried about the match. I think it's something we have to, respect. So again, I'm hopeful that Pep will go with a lineup very similar to what he's been running out there. Don't change it up.
Yeah.
Respect them because it's a game we have to go win if we want to have any shot. So we have to respect it and give it, treat it accordingly. But I think we go in there and we whoop them. No, I don't say whoop them. That's too strong. I think we go in there and we win. I'm going to go 3-1.
I would say that's whooping.
Kind of.
Especially on the road.
That's a whooping. Yeah. That's a whooping. That's sharp between the sheets.
I've been told that they're not going to have Caicedo or Enzo in their midfield. So now again, last time we thought they were going to.
Reece James is still hurt or something like that.
Yeah,
I just think that, I don't think they have anything for us. And there's things aren't right in their camp, right? So
that's a nice way to put it.
all of that goes together to say I think we win.
So here's the funny thing, y'all. I just want to let you know who has Chelsea beaten since February 7th.
Oh God.
On February 7th, they beat Wolves 3-1. Feisty Wolves. February 13th, they beat Hull in the FA Cup. Great win against Villa in March. Now notice I said February 13th to March. It was the next win. beat Wrexham 4-2, right? And then they just beat Port Vale. They've only beat 2 Premier League sides in the last 2 months. There's a lot of red and a lot of gray when you look at Five Mob. They're just not a good side. This is ridiculous, like how inadequate they are, all the money they spent, the waste of billions of pounds. They're about to get they're about to get murdered. If he runs back that same 11 from Liverpool, we put at least 3 on them, at least. Especially with their injuries. So I'm gonna say 3. I'm gonna say 3-0 shutout. I think we just embarrassed him. Cole Palmer, another one who chose to leave. Look what happened to you. You get what you deserve. Now you're linked with Man United, which is crazy. But yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Enzo Fernandez did the same thing as Rodri and was like, Real Madrid. Sup, big head. Cucurella came out in an interview and talked about how Chelsea's transfer strategies are not respecting the great players on his squad like him and Caicedo, who are good enough to play in teams that should win now. And for you getting all these players who technically shouldn't, that won't be at their best for 2 or 3 or 4 seasons, is wasting their prime of their careers. And so they need to try to figure out a middle ground. But like Tarek said, things are a little shaky at Chelsea at the moment. So there's no real understanding what a middle ground is. Either they're going to be trash or they're going to be great. There's no in between. And I'm positive they're going to be more trash than anything. Yeah, I will say 4-1. And it wouldn't even surprise me if they don't score the 1. But just for the sake of it, I'll give them a 1. I think City win at least by 3. Yeah, for sure.
PSG killed them 5-2. Everton did beat them 3-0 before the international break. PSG beat them again 3-0. They just are not good. And the name means nothing to me. Like, they are the 6th place club in England for a reason. Like, Brentford would scare me more than playing Chelsea right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's a scary match. Not Everton scares me, not Chelsea.
Well, both of those teams, Chelsea are in 6th, but Brentford's in 7th and Everton are in 8th. And I feel like they could catch up. Well, Brentford is just 2 points behind them. Well, Brentford and Everton both
they're level on points. They're both at 46.
Chelsea's.
Yeah. Like,
to Chelsea's
Liverpool's
48,
about to get walked down if they don't get it together.
Yeah. The only thing is Everton and Brentford play each other next week, so that's hilarious. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, the end of the season is going to be really fun to find out who gets the European spots. Obviously, who gets that 3rd relegation spot. West Ham, 29 points. Tottenham, 30. Nottingham Forest, 32. Leeds, 33. Like, it's anybody's game. Couple of bad games, and they're in big trouble. I am here for it. It's going to be fun. Going to be fun. All right, show bros. This was a great episode. I appreciate you guys. Fantastic conversating with you all. Tarek, we'll start with you. Let people know where they can find you and the things that you do.
Oh, yeah. You can find me on social media at Tarek Peterson, TARIKPETERSON. You can find me on Tuesday evenings on YouTube, where I do a YouTube live stream every Tuesday. Talkback Tuesday opportunity for you, the football fan, to come on and have your say about whatever took place over the weekend, the day's games, if it's a midweek game or whatever. So just an opportunity to hear back from you, and you can voice your opinion and come on the stream and be involved. So yeah, hit me up.
Yo, Charbet.
Can't wait to join next Tuesday to tell Phil Foden to leave my club.
If you say that, it is going to absolutely set it off.
I can't wait. No, I'm gonna put it in my calendar so I don't forget. Phil Foden, leave my club. But no, leave your club. I'll put it in his club. It is his. Leave your club and find better. But you can find me at Sharpie Charlie, every social media thing. I'm there. And of course, watch alongs. Can't wait to watch Chelsea lose to City on Sunday. It's gonna be fun with Crump. Can't wait.
Hey, at Shades of Blue NW. Find us at Shades of Blue NW. If we are on a social media site, you can find us at Shades of Blue and W. Check out our Patreon, the episode with Ryan Hunn of Stadio, that is out. Tima Nichols talking Man City, Chelsea, plenty more coming for the rest of the season. We got Lit Stream, we got Watch Alongs. What you want, we got it, baby. Check us out. You know the vibes. Shady gang, shady gang, shady gang.
Take pleasure and give your pleasure and